Hello and welcome to a new Scale 500 news video here on a warm summer's day, where we have a bunch of news from the world of Scale 500, with the return of a company, with some news from Aether Airport, some news that are picked up at the open day event of Herpa Wings, and some exciting news coming from Aether Model. So let's jump right into it. So just in case you don't know what I mean when I say there's a company making a comeback, it is Nopoint Airport. The company has been, shutting down, opening up a few times, and now they seem to be back one more time. They're of course making ground falls and airport setups. And yeah, they have apparently decided to try it one more time. They have a new price list. They have all the products they used to have in their portfolio do seem to be available once again. They did post about it on the Instagram page, where you can of course see more about that. Then we have some news coming from Aether Airport. Earlier this year I was already able to present you their overall master plan for 2025. Now it looks like they can't quite keep up with that. There apparently have been some issues with some of the developments, but they're communicating about it now, which is a good thing, because it just, makes it easier for collectors to understand where they are overall with things and why perhaps some things have been delayed. So they are making a revised version or revised plan for the production of products for this year, which includes, for example, that for the summer they are expecting to release GC set 06 with new vehicles, a luggage set that includes luggage loaders, trolleys with suitcases and new pushback trucks, a paper cut set that I definitely look forward to. It does also include the launch of the Hamburg and Warsaw model airport sets, which they I think already hinted at the Amsterdam fair. Then also the international T2 and airport apron sets, and then they will also hopefully this summer manage to come with the relaunched airport code set, so the airport codes 2.0 sets, where they have reworked the product to improve on it further. Then what they're also announcing here is that they will have a longer operational break. They are stocking up so that orders can still be processed, but they clearly need more time to work on some of their future products. They have, for example, talked about jet bridges or 3D printed or at least plastic GSE, and I think they have experienced some issues there in how they can actually implement that. So they're taking the time, which again is, I think, a good thing, so that when they are ready with it, they can actually launch something that is really nice. This break will apparently go on from the fourth quarter of this year and may go all the way to the second quarter of 2026. So perhaps we won't see them at the Amsterdam fair. I hope we will, but we will see. But again, I think it is good to take a break and make sure that they can set themselves up so that they can actually deliver on the things that they want to present collectors. They did also have a Q&A on their Instagram page, and I've picked out what I believe to be the most interesting questions and answers. So you can just pause the video here if you would like to read through that. There are some interesting answers, and it gives a little bit more insight as to what their plans are going forward. And what they also announced with these Instagram stories was free shipping. So yeah, I guess that's quite nice. Over the summer, there is free shipping coming from Aether Airport if you order products from their website. Then a few weeks ago, of course, I attended the open day event from Herpa Wings, where, yeah, there, honestly speaking, wasn't that much really shown from Herpa Wings. It is, of course, mainly focusing on cars and trucks, and yet there was still a few nuggets of information dropped here and there. Now, in some past live streams, Herpa already were talking about the pink Condor A320-200, so if we couldn't really consider it confirmed already, then we can certainly by now, because they talked even more about it during the open day event. That is a model that will be coming from Herpa Wings. Another model that will be coming from Herpa Wings, because they did show the sample model, and it is from an airline that Herpa has very good contacts with. And hey, if you ask me why didn't I take pictures or video of the sample model, I really don't know. Clearly a blunder from my side. But I am of course talking about a new special livery from Emirates on one of the A380s. Now luckily I did get some images of the real aircraft provided to me by Oliver Lesicki, so thank you very much for that. This is how the aircraft looks in real life, and that is something that we will see featured in Scale 500, perhaps also other scales from Herpa Wings fairly soon. So apart from the pink Condor and the new Emirates Special Livery A380, they did of course also extensively talk about the Condor 757s. The 757-300 from Condor fly currently around in 4 colors, or have at least been featured in 4 colors. They are of course right now being retired as well, but Herpa will, and they've once more confirmed that, feature all 4 colors that have been applied on the 757-300 of Condor. So for those of you who still want to have these models despite the aircraft being retired, they will be coming. I mean, I think 1 or 2, at least 1 is already on the market, and the next will be coming also fairly soon. And then the last bit of information from the Open Day event that I can provide you, although it is not fully confirmed yet, is the fact that Herpa is clearly working on making some arrangement with Korean Air in order to release some models of that airline. However, they have clearly stated that if they are able to get an agreement with Korean Air, it is most likely going to be for in-flight sales. Hopefully, maybe the airline has also an online store where you could order these models, but it is fairly unlikely that we will see these Korean Air models, if they will be made by Herpa Wings, as normal retail models that then will be distributed throughout their retail network. The most likely scenario remains, if Herpa manages to get the Korean Air license, that it is for in-flight sales, so just like they have with Singapore Airlines. But we will see, perhaps already this year. We will also here just have to wait and see when there is actually something more concrete coming from Herpa Wings regarding Korean Air. And then we have some really exciting news coming from Aether Model, because we have some new images coming right from the factory. The models have apparently for the first batch now been printed and painted, so now they're going to assembly. So we have some images of some Dreamliner wings, various wings here. I do believe those are for at least 2 different aircraft, so probably for the Korean and the North Atlantic. And then we have some images, or at least 1 image, of the tails of the Korean Air models, looking really neatly here, I think. But more importantly, we also already have some images of the fuselage from both the Korean and North Atlantic. Also here looking really quite neat. And there's one thing that I haven't really talked about in the past. Honestly, I think it's more because I just forgot to talk about it. But we can see it on these models, and I think that's really exciting. Just notice the belly of these aircraft models. There is no hole, because Aether understands that Scale 500 models are very rarely displayed on stands. So why waste collectors' time and money with stands that nobody uses, nobody wants, will just be overcharged for, and therefore there is no hole in the fuselage, which is great, because if there then are printed details on the bellies of the aircraft, they won't get destroyed. So very nice move from Aether Model, and here we have the actual physical confirmation that there are no holes in the fuselages of Aether Model aircraft models. So really exciting, and overall, I mean, they just look very nice here. Now of course we need to see a fully assembled model as well, but I think this is already a quite promising start for the production of the first batch of models, which of course are coming most likely September, late September, maybe start of October. I think at the moment September is the most likely time period, but we will see when they exactly hit the shelves fairly soon. So those are all the Scale 500 news that I could gather together for this video. Nopoint makes a return. A4 Airport works on their plans and intends to take a break to really focus on some bigger projects they have. Herpa had a few nuggets of information here and there, and Aether Model is showing some images from their production. What were your favorite bit of news in this video? What do you think about the news? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, if you like this type of content, a like is very much appreciated. And of course, if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe? With that, thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.